HVAC things you need to know. That you probably don't.
Thanks for joining us. My name is Clifton Beck. I'm an HVAC instructor, and I teach technicians how to be better at the jobs that they are doing. So as a homeowner, there are 5 things you should be asking your technician to verify that your system is being properly inspected and that your system is performing at its maximum capabilities.
Static pressure is like the blood pressure of an HVAC system. We use a manometer to measure the pressure that is exerted on our return and on our supply. On a gas furnace, we measure it between the filter and the furnace, and between the furnace and the coil. On an air handler, we measure it between the filter and the coil, and between the blower and the supply. And on a package system, we measure between the return and the supply. The manufacturers like for that to be about 0.5 inches total, and above 0.8, you start avoiding warranty.
Temperature rise is the change in temperature and heating mode from the return air temperature to the supply temperature, and it is specific for your piece of equipment. It's typically around a 50-degree center point for temperature rise, but the furnace will tell you this particular one has a 40 to 70 degree temperature rise, and the manufacturers will tell you that in the middle of that, somewhere around 50 to 55% is the optimum performance for that furnace. Temperature drop is the drop in temperature from the return to the supply in cooling mode, and it's typically about 20 degrees. Unless you have an inverter outdoor unit, you have a capacitor that helps drive the condenser fan motor and the compressor to move from the start winding into the run winding. That capacitor has a specific value. This particular one is a 40 microfarad plus 5 microfarad, and it has a tolerance of plus or minus 6%. Anything outside of that range and it is bad, and it will keep a condenser fan motor or a compressor from running if it is failed. The other 2 things that we need to know about our HVAC system is superheat and subcooling. They are both numbers that are calculated at the outdoor unit with the use of our refrigerant gauges and temperature clamps. Typically, if we have a piston metering device at the indoor unit, we're going to use superheat to set our refrigerant charge. And if we have an expansion valve, we're going to use subcooling to set the refrigerant charge. It also tells us the performance of the indoor coil, how well we are evaporating our refrigerant, and the performance of our condenser coil, how well we are condensing our refrigerant. Both are very important to determine the efficiency of your entire system. All right, let's regroup on those 5 things we need to know about our HVAC system. Static pressure. It's basically the blood pressure of our ductwork. Temperature rise, temperature drop lets us know how efficiently our equipment is actually operating. Capacitor condition for our outdoor unit lets us know if we are going to break down and not be able to start either the compressor or the condenser fan motor. Superheat lets us know the efficiency of the indoor unit. Subcooling, the efficiency of the outdoor unit. These are things that need to be checked on every system. They're things that we can monitor and track and see the progress and determine how efficiently our system is operating. They all go hand in hand, and if these are not being checked, your system is not being properly evaluated. Well, thanks for joining us. I hope you've learned a little bit about your HVAC system and the things that we need to know to make sure it is operating properly. Join us again on Flex Train.